Greetings, freedom-loving individuals. Welcome to another episode of Right Stuff. Well, today is the day. It is Election Day, the day we've all been waiting for days, for weeks, for months. For some of us, we've been waiting for 4 years for this rematch between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, except, oops, Joe Biden is not on the ballot this time. Why? Because the Democrats unceremoniously removed him and they anointed a new candidate with no primary whatsoever. And the media has been backing her 100%. The machine is in overdrive trying to push her over the finish line. But it looks like it may not be enough this time. The legacy media is failing, it is dying, the cracks are showing, and it looks like Trump is gaining momentum heading into this all-important election day. And as we see the legacy media dying, we are seeing the rise of the new media, the podcasts, the independent journalists. Of course, one of the biggest is Joe Rogan. He has one of the biggest, if not the biggest podcast in the world. And only 10 days ago, he had Donald Trump himself on. Just a few days ago, he also had J.D. Vance. Kamala Harris, of course, was invited, but didn't show up, and we all know why, because she's a moron and she can't speak for more than 10 minutes without a teleprompter. A 3-hour conversation with Joe Rogan would have exposed what an airhead this woman really is. So despite the media's attempt to spin this and push her on the public, in this interview, Rogan himself expressed the insanity of what the media is trying to do, and he let us know that he is not buying it.
There's this other narrative that always drives me crazy, is that he's going to destroy democracy. So in order to destroy democracy, we have to install a president without a primary.
Right.
We have to have a candidate that is the least liked vice president of all time, the least popular vice president of all time, and then use gaslighting and the full force of the media machine to turn her into the future.
So yeah, there you go. Joe Rogan said he's not buying this threat to democracy narrative. Well, at least not a threat to democracy from Donald Trump. Elon Musk went on to say there is indeed a threat to democracy, but it's not coming from Donald Trump. It's actually coming from the Democrat Party. Those who are saying that Trump is a threat to democracy are themselves a threat to democracy. And he also laid out the case for why, if Trump doesn't win this election, democracy as we know it may be over.
I think if we don't elect Trump, I think we will lose. We will lose democracy in this country. We will lose the two-party system. And let me explain why. So there's only like six or seven swing states. The margin of victory in those states is small, often like 10 or 20,000 votes. What the Democrat administration has been doing is importing vast numbers of illegals into swing states. And what we're seeing is triple-digit increases in the number of illegals in every swing state. Some cases, 700% increases. These are gigantic numbers. So if you have a state that has a 10 or 20,000 vote margin, and you put 200,000 illegals into that state, you 10x you swamp the. It's not a swing state anymore. It's going to vote blue, and then once the swing states vote blue, there is no election anymore. There's only a Democrat primary.
The legacy media no longer has a stranglehold over the narrative. They don't control the flow of information. The rise of podcasts, the rise of independent journalism, Elon Musk buying Twitter and preserving free speech on X, all these things are allowing people to have access to information and points of view that once were forbidden, that were censored, that were not allowed. And as a result, we are seeing a massive shift in the political landscape.
People, and a lot of people are waking up and realize that have been lifelong Democrats. Guys like Bill Ackman, guys like Chamath,
yeah, exactly.
Tulsi Gabbard switched over to the Republicans. Yep. Like there's a lot of people who their whole life they've been left wing and they realize like, I can't do this anymore.
You and I used to be Democrats.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's nuts.
It's nuts, man. And I think the things we want are just pretty basic. It's like we want individual liberties, and we want opportunity. We want America to remain the land of freedom and opportunity. So we maximize people's personal freedom. The government can't barge into your house and kill your fucking pet. That's fucked up. And that you succeed as a function of your hard work and talent, not anything else. Not race, religion, sex, doesn't matter,
Yes.
The basic stuff.
So before I sign off, let me just let Elon Musk once again make the claim of why this election is so important. It may indeed be the most important election in our lifetime. I'll let him explain why, and I'll let him make the case why you have to get out there and vote. And you have to vote as if your freedoms depend on it, because they just might.
And if Trump doesn't win, this will be the last real election in America. And we will, if the big government Kamala puppet machine wins, they will legalize the illegals in the swing states. There will be no swing states. Every election going forward will be a guaranteed Democrat win. And it'll actually be worse than California. The reason it'll be worse than California is because the one thing that keeps California from being super crazy is that you can move out of California, like you and I did. You and I used to be in California, but we moved to Texas. We're still in America. But if the Dems win this election, they will legalize enough illegals to turn the swing states, and everywhere will be like California. There will be no escape.
That is so insane.
This is the final. This is it. This is the last chance.
Has anybody tried
And
to
I
push
just want to
back?
go out and vote. Vote like your life depends on it. Vote like your future depends on it, because it does. This is the last chance, man.